Welcome to the Recon Trader. In today's video, I will show you how to configure and by the end of the video, deploy an automated crypto trading bot utilizing Bollinger Bands indicator on the CryptoHopper platform. Now, if you're not familiar with CryptoHopper, they are probably one of the original automated crypto trading bot platforms. I started using them in probably around late 2017, maybe early 2018. And I've been on video conference calls with team members. There are real people working behind the scenes on this platform. Now, if you're wondering what type of investment is required to get started, we'll check out the pricing. And they basically offer 4 different plans. They offer the Pioneer plan, which is absolutely free. You can do manual trades through the trading terminal, but you won't be able to deploy any live bots. Now, the Explorer package, which is the package I'll be deploying the bot on today, actually probably meets the needs of most newer crypto traders. And you can also have a free trial of this package. I will leave a link down in the description below. And that will get you a free trial of the package. And if you decide you need more features, you can always step up to the Adventure and the Hero. I have one of each of these subscriptions. And for the most part, the Explorer will meet my needs on the majority of my bots that I deploy. So that's enough jaw jacking. Let's get to the configuration of this bot. So once you have joined CryptoHopper and you log into your account, you will land on the dashboard where you can configure a new hopper simply by clicking on New. And that will give you a choice of 3 different types of hoppers. Now, they do have arbitrage bots and market makers. I have done videos on those in the past, so you might want to check out my playlist for those videos. However, today we will be deploying an auto trading bot. And so you would just click on Create Trading Hopper. Next, you have the option to use their templates or config wizard. But in this case, we're going to configure this bot ourselves. So we click on Config Yourself. And you will end up on the configuration page. And you can start by naming the bot. And in this case, I've named the bot XBBX, the BB for Bollinger Bands. And then make sure you enable live bot. Otherwise, when you go to deploy the bot, even though the hopper is enabled, your bot won't see any action if it's not enabled as live. The next section is exchange settings, and you can do paper trading. That's one of the features that they do offer if you have like the Explorer package. And then you need to select your exchange, and there's a variety of exchanges you can choose from. Today I'll be deploying the bot on KuCoin. And then you need to load your API keys. And in the case of KuCoin, you need your API passphrase. And so you might need to go to your exchange to create your API keys. You then just copy and paste them in the appropriate sections here. And then user ticker array, highest bid, lowest ask. That's kind of the default, and you can go with that. Next is notifications, and I typically just get notified when a trade is executed, whether it be a buy or sell. Now, moving on to buying, the buy settings. Under order type, I select market versus limit. I want my bot in immediately once it receives that trigger. Max open buy time, I put 3 minutes, quite honestly, on KuCoin, and the coins I select, which have good volume, I'm going to get my orders filled pretty much instantly anyway. Max open positions, I have set at 5. I will actually end up with only 5 coins on this bot, even though I'll probably start with 15. And once I back test them all, I'll narrow that down by the end of the video to 5 coins. And max percentage open position per coin, I have set at 9. And the only reason I have it set at 9 is so that the result equals 1 open position per coin. I only want 1 position per coin. Enable cooldown, I do not have enabled. Now, I monitor my bots on a regular basis, so I can actually enable and disable the hopper manually versus having to enable cooldown time. So this is a handy feature if you're looking to set it and forget it. Now, I will warn you, setting and forgetting really is not a good idea for bots. They really do need human interaction. And if you've seen some of my previous videos, you'll see that I will occasionally manually close positions for profit, and that's basically to maximize the performance of the bot. Now, if you haven't seen my previous videos, you might want to shoot that subscribe button so you don't miss future videos. And I'll be doing a profit update on this bot, so again, another reason to be subscribed so you can actually see that update video in the future. So moving on, only one open buy order per coin. Again, that whole concept of one position, one coin. Only buy when there are positive pairs. I'll be trading USDT. It's not like my quote currency is going to be BTC and my base currency might be ADA, and therefore we might have a negative result. With USDT as my quote currency, should never have this issue, so I don't enable this feature. Auto merge positions, again, I'm only going to have one coin, one position. There will be nothing to auto merge. Moving on to coins and amounts. And again, as I mentioned, my quote currency, CryptoHopper calls it base currency. That's incorrect. I wish they would change this to quote currency, will be USDT. Now you have a choice of a variety of different quote currencies. You could have BTC, but whatever one you choose, make sure you hit change. Otherwise, it will not take that change, and you'll come back and it'll say USDT if you had selected BTC, and you'll be like, I changed that. You didn't click change. Now, allowed coins. Obviously, KuCoin has a wide variety of coins. The majority of them are probably going to be crap coins, and I do not trade crap coins. I only trade coins that I'd be willing to hold in the long term if I was stuck with those particular coins. And in this case, I've selected 15 coins, and they are SNX, XLM, BTC, Atom, BNB, Algo, ADA, Luna, Ample, Link, Dot, Uni, Aave, 1inch, and Ren. Now, by the end of this video, I will have narrowed this down to probably 5 targets versus all of these, because my ultimate goal with the back test will be to narrow this field down to just a handful of targets that perform the best. I'm not an action junkie, and I'm not looking for a ton of action for the sake of action. I'm looking for profit. And as we scroll on down, percentage buy amount, I have set at 20% based on $500 worth of ammo allocated to the bot, which comes out to $100 per buy amount. And to ensure I get that $100 buy amount, I've set the minimum USDT per order amount to $100 and force minimum buy amount. All right, the next tab is the strategy, and it's going to be a very simple strategy based on the multiple TA factors. I do not use signals. Again, if you've seen my past videos, you know my opinions of signals. Number of targets to buy. This determines how many targets to buy if multiple targets are triggered at the same time. And in this case, I'm okay with at least 3 buys at the same time. And then advanced settings. Click on that. And my candle size is going to be 1 hour. And then the only indicator I'm going to have this bot deploy is going to be Bollinger Bands. And the bands period is going to be 20. And then the upper deviation of 1, lower deviation of 1. And the band type is EMA. You can see the defaults are 22, 2, and SMA. So the only thing I've changed is from 2 to 1, 2 to 1, and EMA for my moving average versus SMA. And then I have Bollinger Bands necessary for buy signal. Trailing stop buy, I back tested it, could not get better results with it, so I did not enable it. And again, I've back tested a lot of this. I've done my recon. This video is really designed as a how to set up, not how to copy my strategy. If you copy my strategy and you don't monitor your bot, you're not going to get the same results that I get. Also, if you don't understand a lot of these settings, you may not get the same results that I get. So this is more of a how to configure, not how to copy my strategy. Now, with that being said, we'll move on to the sell settings. And in this case, the first option is to take profit at 40%. I set this really high because in reality, I'm going to have the bot selling based on the Bollinger Bands. Now, if you're not familiar with the Bollinger Bands indicator, they're basically made up of trending lines, and these lines are based on lower, upper, and then this middle line, the red line you see here, is considered sometimes the baseline, but it's actually your moving average. And in this case, the blue lines are my upper and lower lines, and what the bot will be looking for is to buy when the price drops below the lower band and to sell when the price moves above the upper band. And so in theory, you would buy low and sell when it's moving back up. And so in this case, perhaps you would get some buys in this area and then sell when it breaks above in this area. And another example would be over here. We see it break down through the lower blue band and then reverse and move up through the upper band. And in theory, taking profit along the way. But for some reason, if the price action has been moving up and hasn't exited the upper band yet, then I have the bot set to take a 40% profit. However, with Bollinger Bands, especially with the settings I have, that's highly unlikely to happen. The next option under selling is the sell strategy, and I have sell based on strategy enabled because again, I'm looking for that price action to move above the upper band and then at that point trigger a sell. Stop loss, I have a stop loss. Again, if you watch my videos, you know my theory on stop losses. And so you'll see I have my stop loss enabled and that stop loss percentage is set at 3%. Now next is a trailing stop loss. And again, I did a bunch of back testing and the reality is the way I have my bot set up, it's going to be taking some smaller profits at the same time taking small losses. And this feature just did not test well in the back testing, so I don't have it enabled. Now, auto close, I don't have that enabled. You could set this up if you wanted to limit the amount of time that the bot held a position. I think most of these positions are held less than 24 hours, so I don't have this actually enabled. Shorting, I won't be configuring, and again, it's not true shorting, so it doesn't really apply. And last, dollar cost averaging. I do not utilize dollar cost averaging. True traders don't dollar cost average. Investors dollar cost average, not traders. Traders will scale into a position, but that is completely different than dollar cost averaging. And that is pretty much it for all of my options. They're all complete. So I click save. You definitely want to save your work before you move on. And now the configuration has been saved. I'm going to jump over to the menu on the left-hand side here and click on backtesting. And I want to load my existing configuration to backtest. Only makes sense to backtest your configuration you plan on going into battle with. And I'll just scroll through and make sure the stop loss is enabled, take profit is correct, candle size is 1 hour, that all looks good. My strategy was the multiple TA. And we'll start with 1 inch. And we'll give the start backtest button a click. And have our results here in a moment. And so the green bars are your buys, the red bars are your sells on this particular chart. You'll see the max profit is a negative 307. 1 inch obviously is not going to work for this particular configuration. We'll eliminate that. It did have a fairly decent win rate. However, the wins were probably smaller than the losses, and therefore it's not going to pan out. So we'll skip to the next option, and that's going to be Aave. And we see some good results with Aave. Almost 80% maximum profits during the 4-month period from November 4th through March 9th. And that was the same time frame that the 1 inch backtest was done. You can see down here it started at November 4th and ran through March 9th. So 80% max profit is possible. Now keep in mind, backtest results don't guarantee future results. You just are doing some recon to have an idea if you had a valid battle plan in the first place, and had we traded from November to March, this would have been a valid battle plan as far as max profits. You can see my successful win rate was 89%, my losing rate was 10%, and now it's important to note there are 53 losses. Can you stomach 53 losses? I know a lot of you can't. I know a lot of you can't stomach 4 or 5 losses. So you really need to understand, if you're going to let this bot run and do its thing, there's going to be losses, and you need to decide with your risk tolerance whether or not you can withstand 5 or 6 losses in a row. It's going to happen. It just does. I can tell you, just recently in February, I don't know if you can see it on the chart, but there was a big sell-off towards the end of February where it was pretty much all red on most of the CryptoHopper bots out there. And it's since recovered and starting to produce more greens again. And you've just got to decide if you can handle a big pullback and a drawdown on your profits. Okay, I think that's enough on that subject. Let's skip to our next test and we'll do ADA. And so we had 80% on Aave. Let's see what ADA pulls up. All right, so ADA's results were about half of that of Aave's, but they're still good. They're at 47% or almost 50%, 85% win rate with a almost 15% loss rate. In my book, I would still deploy ADA, but there are also some fundamentals behind ADA that have me bullish on ADA. So I think going forward, we could still see a run up on ADA. Let's jump to the next target. Now, I'm not going to go through Algo, Ample, Atom, BNB. I know they did not test well. Let's take a look at BTC just for the sake of doing it. It doesn't actually score very well either, but I'll run it just so you all can see what it looks like. As you see, max profit 16%. That's not terrible. And again, that's a coin I'd be willing to hold either way. It had a win rate of 86% and a losing rate of just around 14%. That might be acceptable for you, especially since it's Bitcoin and you're comfortable holding it. That's a decision you have to make. In this situation, I have other ways to make money on BTC, and I wouldn't deploy this particular bot on BTC. Let's take a look at Luna. I think that's the top performer with this particular bot. All right, so the results for Luna, max profit at 93.76%, essentially 94%. Again, over a 4-month period from November through the beginning of March, that would be satisfactory results, and I will definitely be including this particular coin when I deploy the bot. The sales with a loss was fairly high. It's 15%. So again, you're going to see around 72 losses during that 4-month period. And you're looking at an 84% win rate, so on 392 trades. So you're getting well over 400 trades or around 100 trades a month. So there is some action there, which is more than most of my bots. Most of my bots see maybe 7 trades a month. This particular bot is probably looking at around 100 trades a month on some of these coins. So for you seeking that action, here's an opportunity for you, but that opportunity does bring risk as well. And I think that gives you an idea on back testing. So now I'm going to jump back over to config and remove the coins that, in my opinion, didn't meet my expectations as far as back testing goes for this particular strategy. And so I click on config, base config, and then I want to choose the coins and amounts tab. And so to eliminate coins in my selected coin section, I simply just click on those coins and I can eliminate those coins, like BTC now ends up back over here. Or if I wanted to add a coin, I can just click on it from the available coins and it will put it back into my selected coins. And so we'll get rid of the coins I'm not going to run with. All right, so as I said earlier, I'm going to end up with 5 coins. These are the 5 coins: ADA, Luna, Uni, Aave, and Ren. So those are my 5 coins. I'm going to click save because, again, I want to save that work and make sure that I only have these 5 coins. And now I'm ready to jump to the dashboard and deploy this bot. And I need to reset all these figures because these are not the correct figures. However, I have noticed that CryptoHopper, this feature doesn't seem to be anywhere near as accurate as it once was. These percentages are way out of whack. 191%. I don't have a bot that earned that on CryptoHopper. A lot of that's my day trading results. So I'll hit reset. Nonetheless, so everything's zeroed out as far as my stats go. And then for my balance, I guess at one point it saw the starting balance as 1220 down here. I'm going to edit that to the 3561. And so I've updated the start balance to reflect what's actually in my balance currently. And that's 3561 and 6555. So we'll hit submit. Everything should be zeroed out back to 0% profit and what have you. All right, so now you can see everything zeroed out. And the last thing to do, obviously you want buying enabled and selling enabled. And now I'm going to click the hopper and enable that. And the bot's live and ready to go. So that pretty much wraps it up. Now I will be doing an update video in the near future on how this bot is performing. So now would be a good time to shoot that subscribe button. If you liked the video, do me a favor, spike a like. If you have any questions, feel free to leave your questions in the comment section down below. I will leave a link to CryptoHopper in the description below. And remember, never send your money into battle without first doing your recon. See you in the next video.